Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Last night was the State of the Union address, aka circus. And today, Nvidia just released their numbers. We're going to go over that and just kind of see what the overall market is telling us. We have actually Bitcoin and crypto actually popping off. This was a good day, the second day of green closes. And so we're going to see that. But first, do me a favor, continue to hit that like button. Let's get this one up to 2,500 likes. How about that? 2,500 likes. Go ahead and sponsor by hitting that like button. Let's get right into it. Nvidia. Nvidia is up now in the after hours 2.55% after being up 1.4% during the day. But here's what's important about Nvidia. At the time of making this, Jensen Huang, who is the CEO, the CFO has, I believe she's speaking first, then he's going to speak, the CEO, and they're going to talk about forward guidance, which is as equally as important than the numbers. The problem with Nvidia is the same thing like Apple. Knock the ball out of the park and then expectations are high and you can only stay there so long. So nothing wrong with the company, Blackwell chip, doing well and all of that. But once you hit the ball out of the park, now they expect you to do it all the time. Okay, so here we go. Nvidia, we're going to just keep an eye on it. Now, I don't know where it's going to be at the time when you see it, but we had a good day. But also right at the beginning of this, let me tell you that three times out of the last four, I believe, quarters, the day after, even though they had good earnings, the stock cooled off the next day. So it actually went down a couple of times. So let's check that out and be on the aware, all right? Be on the lookout for that. So what we have here, NASDAQ and the S&P, right? So the software companies are heavily weighted in this NASDAQ. That's been having the sell-off, the Mag 7. That's what's been bringing the NASDAQ down. But over the last week, we've been up. For the day we're up, the NASDAQ closed another 286 points positive, 56 on the S&P. For the week, we're up. Remember, my earlier videos, we were going down. Now we're going up. We're heading in the right direction. But for the month, still down. 450 points almost on the NASDAQ. So we're getting there. Year to date, where are we? Flat. So as you can see, the NASDAQ, we're climbing. We're climbing out of a hole. We will take that. Let's keep it going. Let's see what Nvidia earnings look like. Let's just go over the highlights. You guys could read all of this data for yourself. Nvidia reported record-breaking fourth quarter fiscal 2026 results today, February 25th, 2026. Watch this. Significantly beating Wall Street's expectations. Significantly, right? But is this up 10%? Nope. Just up 2.5% plus the 1.4%. And it had a blowout. Look at that. Revenue, 68.13 billion versus 66.21 billion. Up 73% year over year. Adjusted EPS, okay, earnings per share, up $1.62 versus $1.53 estimate, up 0.89 a year ago. Net income, they are sitting on piles of cash, right? 42.96 billion, nearly doubling the 22.1 billion reported in Q4. Look at that. Data center revenue, a record 62.3 billion, representing 91% of total sales and growing 75% year over year. Knocking it all out of the park. Why is it not just skyrocketing like some other stock did? It was expected. It was expected. Let me give you an example, right, of what the street expects. Look at what happened to Circle today. Circle was up 35% today on good news. Then we have a company like Nvidia. Boom. It's up after knocking it out of the park. Just knocking it out of the park. All right, let's just get rid of that. Right? So Nvidia knocks it out of the park. And where is it? Just 2.77% after market. That's the way this goes. And the company is sitting on piles of cash. Okay? And literally, it could be cooling off while sitting on piles of cash. Now, what do I think long term? I think that this is good because if Nvidia's earnings would have been a miss, the entire market would have, I believe, sold off tomorrow. So because we didn't have a big from the meeting last night, because the president didn't say, I'm going to go another route and 50% tariffs globally, because it was nothing crazy like that, though. It was a lot of cray-cray in that meeting, but it was nothing crazy like that. It was actually kind of on real fundamental, stuff, the deliverables. It was light on deliverables. A lot of awards and all of that. Rightfully so. We salute and celebrate those, some giving their lives and all of that. But meat that moves the market, not much. It was light on that. Okay. So remember, on yesterday, I talked about Oklo and USAR. What happened to them today? They cooled off. USAR really cooled off, right? Leading up until the president's speech. Boom, boom, boom. Is he going to talk about us? The same thing. If you look at Nvidia going up to earnings, let's put Nvidia in there, NVDA. So you could see leading up to earnings, look at that. They're all trending up, right? So, but with Oklo and USAR, just kind of phased out, okay? So not much. So now, this one is right to the point. We just want to talk about, did the president really say anything that was market moving worthy last night? No, he really didn't. It was a dog and pony show against the Dems. The reps and the Dems, they're going to do what they do, right? And they did it. But not bad news to move the market in a negative way, nor was it a lot of good news to pump the market up. So I'll take it. I don't know about you. I will take it. So let me just go over this really quick. We got to look at this and we got to see, look what happened here. This is my new kaboom. This is when a stock is kaboom worthy. Traffic trader led us up, led us right to the money here in different time zones. It led us right to it. I gave these levels just before the market opened. So we hit that, bam. The Qs, which was what we just looked at, we hit it in the after hours, right? We hit this, look at here, we passed this mark. We passed this mark, and whoever did a put, midday was the move. So if you were doing options and you just traded the mornings, you might not have made much because the run was in the pre-markets, but midday, boom, the Qs had a move right in midday, and the traffic trader took you up, boom, right there. And you had that morning move right at open. It popped. The traffic trader led you to the money. Tesla was flat. It just yo-yoed. It just looked like somebody with a excited heartbeat. Okay, so let's look at Nvidia. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening in the after hours. Boom, 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 hitting every single one of my levels. Right, just hitting my levels. I should have did one more, because at every juncture, it stopped right on the levels. See here, right? And then we were looking at Circle. What happened? Kaboom. It hit my level just before closing bell. It had a jolt just before closing bell and hit my mark right on the money. Congratulations to those that are making money. So I'm going to take a minute and congratulate. Look at this. First day using the indicator, made $1,100 in profit buying Microsoft calls. Look at that. And I wasn't even leading them there. They were doing this themselves. Made money on the SPY calls. This was yesterday. Today, all right? That was yesterday. I was very patient and blah, 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 right? These are the levels I gave this morning before opening bell. And then here's another one, made a small win. I enjoyed using the traffic trader indicator. Thank you, Larry. Congratulations on your small win. Hey, we celebrate with you. Thanks, Uncle Larry, for teaching everything I know about trading. Made 120% gains. Hey, love it, love it. And then again, up 55% on the SPY. And this gentleman made $104. Hey, that's not bad. All right, come and join us. Hit the top link below. Money moves. We are learning and earning together. All right, I think I covered everything in about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going to continue to listen to the CEO Jensen Huang on Nvidia's earnings and see if it moves the stock anymore, as it appears to be holding right here. And that's what we want. We want it to continue to hold. All right, good people, come and join this family. Money moves is where it's at. The traffic trader is going to lead you to the money. But you got to do the work. I got classes in there, classes teach you how to use the tools so the tools can lead you to the money. We will see you tomorrow. I will come and see what's going to happen tonight and see what tomorrow is going to bring. But because Nvidia's earnings are good, they're actually great, I don't see the market falling hard tomorrow. It may do a little cool off. I don't see it falling hard tomorrow. What about you? That doesn't make it right. What about you? What do you think? We'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.